Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 12th of March, 2024. RPG Day, meaning all day long it was RPG fun and RPG chill vibes. Great progress in both RPGs today, by the way. We'll talk about that in a sec. But before we do, podcast today was very meaningful. We had a lot of stuff to talk about, including the fact that now I found out if you're into the podcast or this show, The Daily Wrap. And if you're very interested in it, but you don't want to have to follow along my YouTube channel or be bombarded with all the videos that I upload every day, if you have the app YouTube Music, you can actually follow the Level 1 podcast or The Daily Wrap as a podcast on there, and it'll just be delivered to you every day. I didn't know that. And then I found out last night, I was like, what is this? And I opened it, and it had all these podcasts listed, and mine was there. And I'm like, oh, well, that's something people should do. For many months, people have said, are you ever going to put your podcast style shows on Spotify or on Apple Music? And I'm like, no, because I want people to go to YouTube to watch it. This is where I make money. I'm not going to make any money on other places. I want them focused on my YouTube channels. So YouTube Music, use it to follow. And by the way, we also found out that if you're a YouTube Premium subscriber, basically YouTube Music is free, meaning you get a lot of music on there to listen to for free. You don't have to pay for it. And you also get a free membership to a channel, which I didn't know. So YouTube Premium has basically gotten a lot better over the years, and it's just some of the nice features they've added. So anyway, that's one of the things we talked about on the show. We also talked about Rise of the Ronin, which is now getting its early game previews out. People who got advanced copies are starting to talk about the game. They're not formally reviewing it yet, but they are giving first impressions, and they seem pretty interesting. So we talk about those in depth on today's podcast. But in addition to that, many other topics discussed, other game news, all kinds of stuff. So give the show a look. It was actually a really good show today with a lot of variety in the topics. So then we jumped back into Baldur's Gate 3. And today, lots of progress. We basically made giant progress in the Hag quest line, which we didn't even know really what was going on with it. And then we began it and continued it today. And it was really interesting. In addition to that, we went into the counting house, which is really the vault or bank. And there was a big ass surprise plot line with combat in there that we did. There's a lot today, a lot of stuff. And ding, ding, ding. At the very end of the stream, we hit level 12. So all of my characters now are maxed. There is no other leveling after level 12. So literally anything I do in the game at this point is just for fun or story. It's not to get experience and make my characters better. I got some really awesome abilities. Like, for example, with Karlach, I got Tavern Brawler. And this is going to make her way better with the build that I gave her. So I'm excited for this to play more, okay? So overall, great questing progress. And tomorrow we're going to continue on with more of those quests to try to finish them up. And I'm excited for that. Then on the late stream tonight, for Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I approached it a little differently. For about 20 minutes, we were doing any side content we ran into, but we wanted to get to the story. So we started the story, and we just went full-on story. So listen up. After being in chapter 8 for like 6 to 8 hours, we beat chapter 8, and we got almost the entirety through chapter 9, which is a plot swap from Japan back to Hawaii. And we're getting to the end of chapter 9, and we ran out of time, but people are like, dude, you're right there. You're like 20 minutes away. You're definitely going to beat it right away, and you're going to go back to chapter 10, which flips it back over to Japan. I was like, whoa, so that's cool. But in addition to that, we unlocked some new classes, which was awesome, to try out some new classes and things like that. So now Kasuga is a host. And I believe we changed Adachi from detective to chef. And we bought a really good weapon for the chef class. So good progress. And to be frank with everyone, because we talked about this recently on the podcast, okay? I'm going to make big pushes to progress and finish in both Baldur's Gate and Like a Dragon. Reason being, Baldur's Gate is my most long-running playthrough, 120 hours, well, just about 120 hours, and running over 3 months at this point, okay? And Like a Dragon now, I mean, it's about a month and a half, and we're around 45 hours of progress in that one right now. And I feel like if I really push for progress in these games and I play them a lot in the next couple of weeks, we could basically finish one or both by the end of March. And if that's the case, that's exceptionally good, because then everything will be refreshed and new. It won't be the same lingering games going on and on. We could have one major RPG with Final Fantasy VII at that point, but then we can balance it with other types of games that people want. And I think, hopefully, that will bring some more reinvigoration to the channel, because honestly, recently, yeah, the channel's been pretty stagnant because it's just the same 3 RPGs over and over, and they're not going anywhere. And it seems like they're never ending, right? So I really need to focus on that. And I am. I'm not saying I'm not going to do any side content or whatever, but I think I am going to majorly try to focus on finishing important quests and story and stuff like that. And then if we have time, and we want to do more side questing, by the end we do. But I feel like it's more important right now to focus on story progress in these games. So that's what I'm going to try to do for the next, couple of weeks. Notably, tomorrow, we're doing it again. It's, again, the Level 1 podcast, Baldur's Gate 3, and Like a Dragon. And so because we focus on that, we should make good progress tomorrow. I'm hoping we'll finish the Hag plot line. We'll probably continue on and finish another plot line and maybe even start a third one tomorrow in Baldur's Gate. I hope we finish Chapter 9. We get into Chapter 10. We see where it takes us tomorrow night in Like a Dragon. We got to keep going. By the way, Like a Dragon has 14 chapters. So we're getting there. We're getting major progress in this, okay? Now, I just want to say thank you all. I know you've hung in here. These last few weeks to months, it's been tough because a lot of the games that should have been good weren't, so I skipped them, right? So it ended up playing the same games every day, and I hear you. People want some new stuff. We got new stuff coming on Friday with this Battlefront collection, and then we got another new thing coming the next week with Rise of the Ronin, and we're going to wait and see for games like Alone in the Dark. So if you're someone who's like, man, Phil his stuff has not been good recently because it's all the same games, we are getting variety very soon. And I think that people are going to breathe a big collective breath of fresh air to see variety return to my streams and my on-demand video content. All right? Keep in mind, every day over on DSP Reacts, we got a new video. Every day over on DSP Throwback, we got a new video. We've got that rotation of variety going. So I hope that you guys will keep checking that stuff out. And, I can't wait to chill with you all tomorrow for my final streaming day of the week before my day off on Thursday. Okay? Everyone, please have a good night. Be safe. Have fun. I'll see you in the morning. Peace out.